I'm totally stealing this idea from Camman, but guess the OG Minecraft sound in 3 seconds. We're going easy mode first. That was the original sound for breaking a flower, but let's get a little bit more difficult. That was the Minecraft door. If you got that, good job. Let's go with hard difficulty. And that was the sound for picking up an item. Did you guys get all 3? But I have something to reveal. I've been lying to you the whole time. None of these sounds are in Minecraft. I made up all those sound effects.
It was completely silent. I thought I was gonna make like the, the shaving cream sound that it usually makes.
So last year, Minecraft came out with a video called How Minecraft Sounds Are Made. So this guy here, Samuel Aberg, his entire job is to look for sounds in real life that might be used in Minecraft. Like him using this random fidget toy to make items go in the item frame. Honestly, I thought what he was doing was so cool, I had to try it myself, so that was my attempt at it, guys.
Doing these realistic sounds is kind of weird because now I'm just randomly eating a pickle and I'm thinking to myself, what would it sound like if it was a gherkin?
But you guys read the title, this video is all about building with every sound in Minecraft. And there's a lot of different sounds in the game. There's music, there's ambient sounds, there's block sounds, there's mob sounds. Okay, I'm sorry, I made up that ambient sound too. I'm done, I swear I'm done. And it gets even more complex than that, because with ambient sounds, for example, they can be categorized into ambient sounds that come from blocks or ambient sounds that come from the environment. An example of that block ambience would be if I placed any sort of sand block on the ground and I'm nearby, you hear that desert style sound. Whereas an example of environmental ambience would be mining in a cave and hearing one of those super creepy cave sounds. And there's certain conditions that have to be met for all of these sounds to be made, like a simple one is, putting a disc into a jukebox to play music.
Hot lava and...
Or the firefly bushes only play sounds at night. But with those 2 examples I just gave, there's a fixed sound that plays. With the firefly bush at night, it plays the fireflies buzzing, and if you put a disc like C418 cat, for example, then it plays that specific disc. But the ambient sound effects is where it gets interesting, because there's a rarity pool. When you meet the conditions for a sound effect to play, it could play a common sound effect, it could play a rare sound effect, it could even play an ultra rare sound effect. For example, there's an ultra rare ocean ambient sound that I'm sure many of you guys have never even heard. And that's where things honestly get complicated, because if we want to have a lot of different ambient sounds like cave ambience, underwater ambience, then we have to do a lot of planning. For this build, as much as I love snow, shout out to all my Canadians, I don't want to build in a snowy area because it doesn't make any sound. I also don't want to build in the savannah, the desert, or the badlands because it doesn't rain at all. I want to build in a biome where we can hear rain so that we can utilize weather sound effects. And I also want to be able to hear the roaring thunder. This is with command blocks, but you guys get the idea. There's also certain sound effects that could happen more frequently if we built in an area where it rained. For example, when you're fishing and it's raining outside, you catch fish more often. Also, wolves that are wet shake themselves off, so we could have spots with water where wolves get wet, but we could also use the water from the rain. And usually if there's fire spreading, like there's a lava pool in the forest and all the trees are going up in flames, if it starts to rain, then it can take out that fire. But also, if we had a nether rack and we put some fire on it, then we can have the rain sound effects and the fire sound effects playing simultaneously, and in this example, we even have lava. But on the contrary, rain can also prevent certain sound effects, like bees, for example, stay in their hive if it's raining, so you miss out on all those bee sound effects. But the feature that's better than any of these is the fact that axolotls and dolphins can survive out of water when it's raining, so you can have an axolotl and dolphin party, which I'm not even talking about sound effects right now. That's just an amazing Minecraft experience. We're going into the settings mode, which I know people get bored by sometimes, but the reason we're doing this is to explain how we can get the creepy cave sounds as frequently as possible. So start by pressing F3 and F6. So this is the customizable F3 menu. For example, if I put biome on always, then whenever I'm just doing a regular survival playthrough, if you look in the top left, it says what biome I'm in, which I find to be very helpful for a lot of survival playthroughs. But we're not concerned with biomes today. We're actually going to scroll down to where it says sound mood. I'm going to put that on always, and immediately you can see what's going on here is it's showing how many sounds are playing and how many max sounds we can have. We can have 247 general sounds playing and then 8 mood related sounds. Oh my goodness, guys, if you're in Bedrock, you can only have up to 32 sounds, whereas Java has 255 sounds. That's a W Java moment, guys. You know, I'm at 0 sounds, but if my player starts walking and I'm breaking blocks and stuff, we're able to get those sounds up a little bit. Also, if you guys see in the bottom right, I have my subtitles on currently, just showing what sounds are exactly playing. If you go to the music and sound settings and turn closed captioning on, it will show what sounds are being played, which can be a very useful setting if you're in a cave, for example, and you're hearing mobs nearby and you need to break some blocks to get to the cave. You can use this directional sort of arrows to find out where that cave is. But anyways, let's talk about the mood meter, and I'm gonna hop in a different world here, for example, so that we can explain it. So I'm in a regular world here now. As you can see, compared to the super flat world, there's a lot more general sounds that are playing on average, around like 25 to 30, whereas the super flat world had like 1 or 2 if I was walking around. So that mood meter percentage is what we need to focus on if we want to get ambient cave sounds playing as much as possible. Because as you guys can see, when I'm on the surface, it stays at 0%. But if I go into, I mean, it's pretty shallow, this cave, but even just going in a dark little spot here, you're gonna see pretty quickly my mood meter is rising from 0% to 1% to 2%. And I'm just gonna let it ride out for a second, let it get to 100% so that you guys can hear what happens. All right, guys, our mood meter's at 97%. It's about to be 100. Let's see what happens. 100%. And we get an eerie cave noise, guys. When the mood meter hits 100%, a cave ambient sound plays. The only other place that this occurs is in the Nether. In each of the Nether biomes, there's specific sounds that only play when the mood meter hits 100%. So now we know what the mood meter is, but how does it work? How do we get the mood meter to 100%? And you guys might be able to kind of tell what's going on. It's actually lighting. You could be on the surface and a cave sound could still play, but you have to meet certain darkness conditions. Like at first I thought, oh, is it as simple as just blocking myself off in a little chamber here? Is my mood meter percentage gonna go up? But sadly no, because when it scans for mood meter, it's not just scanning where my player position is, it's actually scanning a 17 by 17 by 17 surface area. When I made this big frame here, no, I wasn't trying to make a giant conduit. I was actually trying to indicate to you guys what the range is in terms of where it scans to check for mood meter. And there's 2 types of light in the game. There's block light, like light that comes from torches and lanterns and stuff like that, but there's also skylight that comes from the sky. And for that mood meter to play, we have to have both of those things low, which means our block light has to literally be at 0. If it's even at 1, then our mood meter will not go down. And the same for skylight, it has to be at absolute 0. So every time a tick happens in the game, and keep in mind there's 20 ticks per second, it checks this 17 by 17 by 17 box for lighting. Let's say it chooses this spot right here. Well, it checks for 2 types of light. Number 1 is block light and number 2 is skylight. And we're good on block light, like there's no torches or lanterns around. There's actually 0 block light, and we can check that once again by going F3 plus F6. If you look at light levels, I'm going to turn that on and we can see sky and block light in the top left. We're at 0 block light, but the skylight is 15. So if you want this spot right here to up our mood meter percentage, we'd also have to get rid of the skylight. And you might think, hey, it's as simple as setting the time to night, right? But the thing is even at nighttime, the skylight is 15. Just looking at my skylight here, if I go underground and I block myself off, then all of a sudden the skylight turns to 0. So to avoid the skylight and get it to 0, I would either have to build underground or I would have to build a structure like this, where it's large enough and dark enough that the 17 by 17 by 17 radius would be entirely 0 block light and 0 skylight, which raises a problem, especially as a Minecraft YouTuber. It's like we never want to build in the dark. The moody lighting and all that, I love playing with it and I love building with it, but when you actually see it on YouTube, it looks terrible. So I don't want to take that route. And we need the block light and the skylight to be 0 to get those cave ambient sounds. So how can we make the build not look terrible for YouTube, but still maintain those light levels? Do you guys have any ideas? Because I finally thought of one. Well, there's 2 solutions. One is more vanilla friendly and one you have to use mods. If I'm in a really dark area in vanilla Minecraft and I pull out a torch, it does absolutely nothing. But if I have shaders activated here, then it does light up the area visually, but the block light still remains at 0, which means that we could still visually see the build, but the game would consider it as a dark space. Or, did you guys think of this one? The night vision potions. Like, you almost forget about items like this in the game, but it does the exact same thing, except not like the torch. Actually, you know what? With shaders and night vision, it looks really good when you're holding the torch out. Maybe we should do a combination of both. But yeah, it's the same idea. Even though we're able to see the build, the game still considers it to be 0 skylight and 0 block light. But I have to keep in mind with this build here, as you guys can see, my mood meter percentage is still not going up, even though where my player position is, I'm satisfying both conditions. And that's because if we go just a few blocks above, all of these spots here are within the 17 by 17 by 17 radius. I really got to shorten that 17 phrase. But yeah, all these areas that are being scanned here are lowering my mood percentage meter. If I went really low here and just kept digging, my mood percentage will go up very quickly. And that's because it works both ways. You know, if I'm in a dark spot, it could scan potentially a light spot. And if I'm in a light spot, it could potentially scan a dark spot. But I have a theory that if I break a bunch of these blocks around me and I allow more of this space to be open to the skylight, then my mood meter percentage should start to go down maybe, because there's more areas to scan where there isn't zero block light. We definitely just met the threshold because I saw it go from 43% to 42% at one point. So it's kind of like fighting in terms of percentage right now. Sometimes it's scanning areas that are light, sometimes it's scanning areas that are dark, which I think is okay. If we have some areas that have a little bit of skylight, but that compromises the frequency of which the creepy cave sounds play, I'm okay with that personally. Okay, I've cleared out this entire space. We're at 57%, and it seems like we're still going up in percentage, guys. And that's because even though this area seems quite open and seems quite light, the surface area that's being scanned, the 17 by 17 area, scans the spots below me too, which are completely covered up in sandstone and are considered dark, just like it scans the stones that are in a cave here. And we're at 96%, so it's going to play a sound effect, a cave sound effect. But let's see what we get this time. Is it going to be an ultra rare cave sound effect? Fingers crossed. Ooh, I think that's the same one I heard the first time. It kind of sounds like a warden heartbeat. Can't believe I haven't mentioned this yet, but part of the reason why we have the skylight in the first place for our survival build is to stop mobs from spawning. The spots where our build is have to be light enough where no mobs spawn, so they just have to be above light level 0. But the places beside our build that are outside of the build, like for example right beneath the floor or right inside of the walls, we have to make sure are completely dark. My simple equation is light on the inside plus dark on the outside equals mood meter 100%. But for any coders out there, this is the actual algorithm that's used to determine the mood meter. And when it comes to lighting, I can use the client lighting option that I have in the top left. As you guys can see, it shows the skylight and block light. I'm walking around to scan spots that have 0 skylight, like this spot right here has 0 skylight, which means if I went away from it and then came back, mobs could spawn. Also, when I'm leaving, guys, watch how my mood percentage goes down quite quickly because I've exposed myself to skylight, and the 17 by 17 radius is skylight everywhere. Let's head back down there, and here we go. We got a spider, but it could be a creeper here and it explodes my entire build. We want to avoid that. The nether's an interesting one, guys, because there's no skylight in the nether whatsoever, so it's entirely dependent on block light. But there's a ton of block light in the nether. There's like the shroom lights, there's the lava, there's glowstone. So my plan is to have a cave base that also transitions into the nether, and I have to choose which of these nether biomes has the best moody sound effects. And with a lot of these biomes, if you dig into the walls or the floor, you'll notice that there are these magma blocks which emit 3 light. So if you're digging in the nether, you'd have to clear out all these nearby areas just to check if there's any magma blocks. Ooh, I like that sound effect, guys. I was gonna say, and since there's so many different light blocks that affect the nether, maybe it's worth building on, but then it's not beautiful. You know what I mean? Also, the night vision on the bedrock surface, that purple is like super vibrant. But yeah, there's no skylight and there's no block light on the top of the nether surface. I'm in a warped forest here, so I'm guessing when my mood percentage gets to 100%, it's gonna play some sort of warped forest sound effect. And I talked about this with the particle episode, guys, but each of the nether biomes has their own specific particles too, and against this purple gradient, the particles are very noticeable. I don't know, I have a couple potential build spots. I'm still in the planning stage right now. I am so biome blended lately. Okay, put a night vision potion on and you're in a warped forest on the bedrock roof, and then you transition into a crimson forest. Look how red this background is, dude. You could have a build like half in a crimson forest, half in a warped forest, and you're getting both different particles and both different backgrounds. Maybe I'll do it there, but I'm definitely adding that to my list, my growing list of things to do in Minecraft. It's growing faster than I'm checking things off, for the record. Okay, we're at 99%. I'm listening close. Ooh. Okay, a little screech. Warp Forest is taking the cake so far, but what I'm doing to ensure that my mood meter goes up is I'm in a creative and I'm just kind of floating in a spot that's separate from all of these lava pools and these light blocks. Something as simple as just going around and breaking all of these shroom lights and glowstone could greatly increase the amount of ambient sounds that play. Okay, I've taken the liberty of trying to break all those shroom lights and the glowstone on the top. Now if I fly around, as you guys can see, it's 0 block light. I can move around freely and still work towards getting the ambient sound effect. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing to pass the time, I'm tracking the particles. Hiya! Here we go, 100%. That's what I'm saying. It feels like these common ambient sounds are super similar to the looped ambience, but I enjoy the looped ambience so much. Okay, I'm gonna go to the wiki and check out some of these sound effects. I'm gonna use the basalt deltas as an example. So whenever you step foot in the basalt deltas, this sound plays 100% of the time. It's a loop that constantly plays, but every now and again, there's random sound effects that play, and this is independent of the mood meter. There's a click sound effect. There's a basalt ground sound effect. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard this. There's debris. The click is my favorite, but the twist is the most rare. Ooh, doesn't it just send chills down your spine? But on top of that, it says that the basalt deltas share their mood sounds with the nether waste. Now I'm at the nether waste sound, and I scroll down to where it says mood. So when your mood meter hits 100%, there's an equal chance that one of these sound effects will play in the nether waste or in the basalt deltas. I like that. What I find interesting is that every biome in the nether has their own mood sound effects, except for the basalt deltas and the nether wastes. They share the mood sound effects. Was that an intentional decision by the game, or do they plan on making separate sound effects for both in the future? My guess, genuinely, my guess is that they used an amp for this one, like a guitar amp. Listen to that. I might be onto something there. 12 sound effects that are used and 14 if you count the unused ones. So Mojang clearly has a biome that they favor in the nether. Since there's so many sound effects in the warped forest, if you liked one of them, you wouldn't hear it as frequently. I think I've decided what biome I want to do it in, guys. I'm gonna do it in an ocean so that we get all of those different underwater sounds, but specifically one that has one of those underwater caves. So that we enter from the ocean, we hear all of the underwater sound effects. Who knows, we might even hear a rare sound effect or even an ultra rare sound effect because they can pop up at any time. Those sound effects are not dependent on mood. Underwater sound effects, check. Cave sound effects, check. That ocean with the underwater cave, we should have a spot where we can go into the nether so that we can get nether ambience too.
What the foxes doing up there? Are they chasing
I saw
the
these
salmon?
foxes. Yeah, they're chasing the salmon, dude. What if I had
Really?
leaded them up and then I brought them down? Would they eat the salmon? I'm fishing with foxes. No, I don't want to drown them. There's fishes close here.
The fish fight back. Now look, they are looking at
They're
different
scoping it out. Let's snap. Okay, the meter's about to hit 100. I've been exploring this underwater cave here. Let's listen. Oh, it was the iconic cave sound. Okay, so you can get cave sounds underwater. Like I said, you can get them anywhere. All right, guys, I talked about this before, but for anybody who's played Wii Sports Resort, there is the map where you can fly around in a plane and explore the entire map that you play the game on. And in that map, one of my favorite spots is a cove. Okay, and I'm thinking I might build an underwater cove here, knowing that the cave sounds can still play underwater. At the end of this cove, if I jump off the side here, it goes all the way down to a pretty steep cave here. So I think this is where we might do those cove-shaped spaces that go all the way up to Skylight. Just a little bit of planning going on, guys. And we got Lush Cave down here. Oh my goodness, I didn't even notice this moss, guys. Okay, this is definitely the spot, which means if we frequent this spot here, we could eventually run into a tropical glitched blackfish, like the one I gifted Ben a few episodes back.
Whoa.
It's
dude,
the special
that is
glitched
sick.
blackfish, bro. This lava pool here is a perfect example of what I'm talking about, because if I wanted my mood meter to rise as fast as possible, then I realistically should get rid of it and make this place more darker. But I'm compromising the speed at which it increases because I think the lava pool looks good aesthetically. And if I'm swimming in this area, then the mood meter's decreasing, but I feel like on average, the areas that I am swimming in, it will increase. I don't even know how I'm gonna go about doing this, but I'm gonna somehow have to scan all these walls, I guess just breaking all the blocks to see if there's anything behind any of these walls that are lighting things up. So I'll get back to you guys in a bit.
Blink to my 25th gone in a flash. I'ma need a flashback mod just to see it all again. All this college and rip and make a sound effect out of it. You know that I'm off for one out of it. Out of it, you know that I'm off for one out of it. Flashback mod just to see it all again. Blink to my 25th gone in a flash. I'ma need a flashback mod just to see it all again. Really, I don't do no TikTok type ads. If you see my Discog, you should probably get a pack quick. Really, I don't do no TikTok type ads. If you see my Discog, you should probably get a pack quick. Last year, I was teaching 8th grade math. Some would say I backtracked, something I surpassed that. Really, it didn't feel like I had 8 different addresses. Never unpack, I should probably get a pack. Really, I don't do no TikTok type ads. If you see my Discog, you should probably get a Really, I don't. Some would say I backtracked, something I surpassed that. Really, I don't do no TikTok type. Some would say I backtracked, something I surpassed that. Really, it didn't feel like I had 8 different addresses. Never unpack, I should probably get a pack quick. Really, it didn't feel like I had 8 different addresses.
You can paint on top of it. You can just keep going and going and going until it will eventually take form.
I don't hit the brakes, I'm just gassing it. Money stretching, flipping bands like elastic. Money stretching, flipping bands like elastic. Money stretching, flipping. I don't hit the brakes, I'm just gassing. Money stretching, I don't hit the brakes, I'm just gassing. Money stretching, flipping gas. Money stretching, flipping bands like elastic. I don't hit the brakes, I'm just gassing. I don't hit the brakes, I'm just gassing it. I don't
gonna build this underwater cave base, guys, I'm definitely gonna want to capitalize on the conduit, and I didn't consider this at first. But you know how I was talking about wanting to keep block light and skylight low, but I still wanted to see things? So I was thinking maybe I could hold a torch with shaders, or I would have to use a night vision potion. Well, I didn't even consider the fact that the conduit here gives conduit power, which allows you to see underwater. So we can have an area that visually looks very lit up, but it's actually 0 skylight and 0 block light, so the cave ambient sounds are still able to play. But there's a couple blocks that emit a ton of block light, and the conduit is one of them. It emits 15 block light. So I've created this 2D kind of frame here so that you can tell the range that we're working within. If you're swimming within this lime concrete range here, then you're swimming in areas where there's potential block light. If you guys check my client light, I'm at 5, I'm at 6, I'm at 7. But the conduit power goes further than the light it emits. Like this red range here is meant to symbolize me swimming and getting conduit power, but also there's 0 skylight and 0 block light. And I just want to mention here, I am in a random ocean in a creative, so I've just put a bunch of stone above in the sky to simulate me being in a cave with a conduit. But this right here is the most basic conduit. It only has a single ring. I'm sure a lot of you guys in the comments are screaming, please extend it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. We're going to extend this thing because the amount of light that it emits will stay the same, but the conduit power will extend further, which means that this red range here will extend significantly from 31 blocks all the way to 96 blocks, which means that there will be a very large range that I can swim within, where I'm boosting up the potential to get cave ambience, but also, like I said, getting that conduit power, guys. And of course, I didn't mention the fact that we could create a conduit chamber like this, block it off entirely so that there's no space for light to get out, and that way we're still getting conduit power, but the amount of light that's being emitted has reduced significantly. The lime concrete range now becomes this little box right here, but there's still a huge red range for us to swim within. So all we have to do is take a conduit chamber like this and build it in the side of the underwater cave so that we're getting the effects, but we can't see it. But we don't want to spam these too much, because if we have these all around the area and we're swimming close to it, then that's still a 27 block space right here that has block light. And remember, guys, when it's scanning for mood meter, it's not just scanning my player position, it's scanning a surface area, which could be within that chamber. And if we have a bunch of chambers, then it raises the chance that our mood meter will not go up. All right, anyways, hopefully that was understandable. I know it's a bit long-winded, but let's get back to it.
I'm coming. We riding a boat right now, bro?
Oh, nice. Yeah, what's wrong with the boat?
No, this is good. I got the flashback mod recording. This is gonna be a crazy shot. Meet me at the docks, gang. You see the leads connecting the ship as well?
I've yet to try that mechanic out.
Dude, I want to like build in the middle of an ocean and make like a ship sanctuary. I keep saying sanctuary for everything, but you know what I mean, like a ship village.
Port?
Yeah, port. But like in the middle of the ocean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe between two builds that we already made, you know, traveling from one build to another. I was gonna say take our armor off to look good, but your cape is so dope, bro.
You're jealous. I know you're jealous.
The glow lichen on the gravel, thoughts?
Yeah, I like that.
And kind of mixing with the grass here, some lime concrete.
To me, it looks like stuff that washed up on the shore.
Oh, all this? Okay, I'll take
Like,
that. Yeah, like the sea
the lichen
pickles and the
looks
kelp
like-
blocks.
No,
Okay.
the
Oh,
lichen
the lichen?
specifically.
Ooh.
Like a dead seaweed that kind of washed up on the shore. You know, at the beach, how you have just stuff. on
Yeah, I
the
should
edge
add
of
some
the
buttons or something for shells. You wanna
The
come to
ship
my
and
underwater
person.
cave?
Yes.
Got some coral on the bottom there.
I know, I see that.
This is a man-made cave. Could you tell?
Is it? No, I couldn't tell, actually.
There's a cove here if you want to do something.
Ooh.
With the terracotta.
Terracotta and the coral goes together really nicely.
Yeah, and these prismarine blocks. Oh, this is nice.
I think I actually like this spot better without the shaders.
Oh, this room is nice too.
My favorite spot is like looking down this hallway. Just this shot.
Oh yeah, with
This
those
is
blue accents.
when we're talking about treating Minecraft like a picture frame or whatever, like you're saying, I really try to approach this shot
yeah.
right here like a picture frame.
Yeah, having the leaves completely like covering the ceiling, the roof is really nice too.
This whole base underground reminds me of like a Skyrim type of cave.
Oh yeah.
Tropical fish or maybe an axolotl. But you notice how it's
Closure.
like circled around so we can hear them from all sides?
This is nice. It's like SeaWorld. Made a SeaWorld tank.
I tried to do a diagonal, but I'm getting the TNT.
Oh no.
I guess we'll never know.
I see a little bit of TNT inside.
Let's do this. You got your spyglass?
Yeah.
It could happen at any second.
Oh, I see one ignited. Oh!
Oh! Imagine one came
Nice.
for a ship. I saw one
That
fly
would
in
have
the
been
air.
so funny.
Dude, all the way over here. That would have been
Like
the
it's-
clip of the year, bro.
If it just flew right at our POV, like right.
I can picture it now, dude. That
Just
actually
got
did
the
a
deck
pretty
left
solid
open.
job, yeah. I feel like I've gotten decent at building diagonal, like, houses, but I just started building boats. Maybe I gotta do a couple more straight ones. What the heck? Oh, because it's a waterlogged slab. Do you have any food? I'll take the rotten flesh. Yo, you be rocking golden carrots? What the hell?
Yeah. No way you're out here saying, "Can I have some food? I'll even take rotten flesh."
That's how desperate I
Please,
am. No! Oh my god, what a clutch. What a clutch. I heard a funny one the other day. Glow, like, and subscribe.
glow, like, and subscribe. Oh my god.
That's so good,
funny.
right?
It is, yeah.
It works so well.
Glow like it's so goofy though.
Wait, did you see this island yet that I made? It's right here by the church.
Oh my goodness.
Do you
Dude, this
like?
is so good. Dude, this
Thanks,
is
dude.
insane.
It was kind of easy.
I'm gonna put some waterfalls coming off the edge.
Hell yeah.
I think.
They even got some of the fallen leaf particles coming down. That's a great touch.
Particle game.
The sun, you got the sun right behind it too.
I went bold with location. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put it right in the middle of everything.
I know, when I read the Discord message, I'm like, bro, you're taking on a challenge here, right in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
But I respect it. You popped off. Perfect view from
the
your
same
castle
time.
base too.
It gets really dark at the bottom. So we have to
Wait,
park.
this might be the perfect example. Even though we're not underground, we might be able to get cave sounds if we're swimming in this area.
Just to play Cave Ambience sounds, you just need to have zero darkness and skylight and block light.
Oh.
Yeah, 0 skylight and 0 block light right here. But the platform's not big enough. It would need to be 0 skylight and 0 block light for like 20 blocks or so. It's only a few blocks there that are completely dark. Worth a test. You have your ambient sounds on.
You know why I turned it down so much, my ambient volume? Because I think it's associated to the Nether portal. Nether portal
Is
is,
it?
so loud. I'm
You're right.
pretty sure.
Wait, you're
it
right.
is.
Oh yeah, that is an annoying ambient sound.
There's two different sounds. The sound you get standing near the portal, that doesn't bother me. It's just when I'm using the Nether portal, that sound is so loud when you actually go through it.
Whenever I'm editing and like someone's talking, but I'm transitioning through another portal,
Yes,
it's
exactly.
so annoying.
Whenever I'm watching YouTube and I go through the portal, I can't hear.
You know how if you put wood on the top and bottom of a creaking heart, then it can spawn a creaking at night?
Yeah.
If you surround the entire creaking heart, not just on the top and bottom, but in all directions, it makes a special ambient noise.
See, I was thinking that I was getting that in my backrooms area, but it was just sand.
If you put it on all sides of the creaking heart in the middle, I'm gonna turn my closed captioning on.
Look at my guy's beard. Do you like it?
What? You made a beard? Yo.
Yeah.
Dude, that works so well. What the hell? Maybe I should put a
This
beard on
sticks
my
out.
guy.
Does it take it off when I put my helmet on?
No.
Yeah. Or
You
it's
still
just harder to know to. Yeah, you should put a beard on. It looks sick.
Netherite armor clanks. That's a specific sound effect too. Yeah, that's a nice one.
You see how a lot of Minecraft YouTubers have mods that make like the side of dirt blocks all green?
Yeah, is that a texture pack or is that a mod?
I don't know.
Might be a
The
resource.
mod.
No, that's interesting, bro. I've been thinking about like exploring more client-side mods, like the ones that make armor stands invisible, so you could have picks just like on the side of walls and
Yes,
stuff.
I'd love that. Same with food, putting food on tables.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that one's client side though. I'm talking about like stuff that would be visually changing on your end, but wouldn't actually because you can't do
Oh,
certain
yeah.
mods on realms.
Okay, so after you did the particle build, and now you're doing the sound build. Is there any others like your?
Yeah, I was
that you're
thinking.
hitting? Because then once you've done a bunch of different videos like this, you can combine them all to one build.
That would be insane. I haven't heard this one yet, but if you use pale hanging moss on pale oak leaves or logs.
Oh, I have. I like this one. It sounds like a creaking boat. I heard it. It does sound like a creaking boat.
Are you sure that wasn't me just... Oh,
No,
I hear it.
do more. 'Cause I remember I needed a lot.
I heard it. You're right, the creaking. Yeah, immediately.
I love that sound.
Trying to see which sounds would pair well with each other. Yeah, the Pale Gardens. Got different skylight. It's got its own sound effects.
Okay, we should do a build there together. I'd
That
love
might
to
be the
build there.
next episode, Pale Garden, with Ben.
Hell yes.
Oh, I think it was light. I built with every lighting block.
Right, so we could do lighting, sound, and particles all in one build.
Take the trifecta all together for episode 50. Oh, it's jukebox and note blocks. Do you have that off?
It's at like 10%. Let me turn it up to like...
Put it to to 100 just for a sec.
Okay.
I want to
so-
see if you can hear it from where you are. Are you on the happy guest?
Yeah.
Wait, turn around. You see me? I'm by the bamboo in my cave.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see if you can hear this.
Holy I do.
256 blocks, bro. Here, I'll give you mine.
I'm gonna turn down the damn player blocks because I bet
Yeah.
that has to do with fireworks as well.
It
don't
does,
you
bro.
think? Yeah, fireworks be loud.
That's crazy.
It sounds like
time?
you're like I'm right next to you.
Yeah.
Oh, it glitched that time.
Whoa. My entity distance is low, so it looks like you're flying. Dude, that's epic. I wonder what survival uses there is. I might just carry a
what
goat's
does
horn
it
for the
do?
memes.
Is it just a cool thing?
Does it do anything with the goats?
Oh. I wish it also like made villagers all go to their bed or something. Like kind of
That'd
like
be dope.
a warning, like for when villagers attack. You can send all the
True.
villagers inside. That'd be such a good feature.
Because the bell brings them to the center of the
Yes.
thing, so that would be a way to bring them home.
Yeah.
Blessed. It's right beside the nether roads. Oh my god, I'm traveling through the nether, and what you were saying before is like, could not be more accurate, bro. It's so loud.
Resonating now. Yeah.
I like waited till I said something for that sound to go away. You know what always bothered me about the coral? There's no green
Yes.
coral. They got all the different colors. There's not a single
Ah.
green coral. Just figuring out what blocks to get right now.
What just went to my head immediately as to why there isn't. Think of there's already greenery underwater.
Underwater with the kelp and stuff? True.
Yeah. Try to think of like all the ocean videos you've seen, like documentaries. Is there much green coral?
Yoink. The beacon kind of has a cool sound, bro. Damn, dude. They had to make the worst ambient sound the loudest, teleporting through a portal.
We spoke that like
You
came
ruined
into
it.
existence. Yeah.
I was living in ignorance for so long.
What setting is that?
Ambient, which is such an L, bro. I'm gonna have to build this portal pretty far away.
You're gonna have to you know what you could do a good mod. I bet there's a mod to modify each individual sound so you could turn down
Damn.
another portal sound on a sound.
That would be like a YouTuber specialty for sure. Because I would like to turn footsteps up a bit for players, but I don't want Elytra up at all. I like the footsteps.
Yes, and I'd like to keep mob sounds up, but turn down Enderman.
If it's not made, it should be. That's a
Yes.
genuinely good idea. Now glow, like, and
fucking-
subscribe. Everyone says bats are useless, but they squeak, bro. That's another sound right there.
I've been wanting a
Immersion.
pet bat forever, dude, in this game, but I'm like, I can't get one inside my damn castle because you can't lead them or anything.
You can't. How do you capture a bat?
You can't even breed bats.
A
Just think of
boat.
bats.
How do you get them in the damn boat?
I'm gonna try. He has to come in from like above going below though. He does not go in the boat. I got boats literally everywhere. There's no way to capture a bat. Also, I want to have a beacon in this underwater cave, guys, but again, I don't want the light to emit close by, so I just went close to bedrock here. And I'm gonna have the beam going all the way up because the beam doesn't produce any light. It's just the base block here. Are you guys getting sick of me talking about lighting yet? Well, I'm still going. You see this moss here? The thing is, probably underneath this is a lush cave with glowberries, right? So if I'm swimming in this area, then it's potentially scanning areas that have high light levels. So I'm just gonna go around all these lush cave spots here and break all of the glowberries and any potential light sources to get that mood meter up as fast as possible. Another good example, guys, I'm here in a zombie villager grown, and in the closed captioning, it pops up as zombie villager grown. So let's go in this direction, and perfect. So now we can get ourselves a villager at the base, which will be good because villagers make a lot of different sounds.
What happens if we put all the sounds in once? Like, you think you can play all the sounds at once?
Ah, see, now you're thinking. That's what I'm gonna do for the video, dude. I'm gonna try and get as many sounds playing at the same time as possible, but you know how it says out of 8 for the mood sounds? I'm gonna try and get 8 moods. Ooh, I just had an eerie sound play. But yeah, I'm just gonna try and get 8 moody sounds playing at once. It's a challenge. I don't even know if it'll be possible. Hey, an axolotl spawned. Yo,
Oh,
imagine
cool.
I had a wild blue axolotl, because there's a lush cave right below me.
You get the scoot window, baby.
Let's go.
Grows up.
Oh, it's lightning, yo, and I can hear the lightning from this base. Wait, was that lightning?
No, it
Yeah.
is, it is.
I'm loving this base right now.
What does Andrew Ryan say? Can you kindly?
Would you kindly?
Would you
Andrew
kindly?
Ryan? I had a professor literally named Andrew Ryan.
It's like I'm so hungry I could eat Andrew Ryan, bro.
Okay, you know the song by Frank Sinatra, My Way? Have you ever heard that song?
Yeah.
There's a rumor if you sing that song in the Philippines bad, and you do really bad, they're gonna for it.
Oh, want to
And
test
it's
it out?
Popular enough that like it's actually documented here in Wikipedia. 30 caliber pistol when Rami accidentally went off key singing My Way and struggled to get back on track. What the f? No way! No way! What?
Alright, here's my thing, guys. Here's the purpose of the entire video, basically broken down into one sentence. The firefly bushes and the spore blossoms, they emit particles, and so very often you see people going into walls and then hiding a firefly bush so that you don't see the bush but you get the particles. And you see a lot of Minecrafters do that, but
something that I haven't seen people really doing is hiding sound. Right behind the wall so that I'm quite close to it, I'm gonna hollow a bunch of this area out. And just for this example, let's fill it up 2 blocks tall with terracotta. Because like I was saying before, if you have 2 terracotta blocks or 2 sand blocks, sandstone, and you put dry grass on top of it or dead bushes, and it's gonna create some interesting, unique sound effects in this cave. And we're spamming a bunch of these just as if we would spam spore blossoms or firefly bushes. Actually, the interesting part is at nighttime too, the firefly bushes emit a sound. So on top of stacking them for particles, you could also stack them for the sound. But yeah, let's cover up this spot right here so that you can't. Actually, what I need to do is break this torch so that we're still having our mood percentage going up so that we can get cave sounds. I'm gonna turn my closed captioning on so you guys can really hear it. We're getting windy sounds occasionally, and we're getting dry sounds. And in this spot, we're also hearing the water flowing here. We're hearing the axolotl chirping, the axolotl swimming, and if you're walking in this area on top of this moss, then you're actually walking on an amethyst block. So there's a couple different sound effects just for this one area alone. The lava's popping right to my left, the footsteps of my character walking. That's a lot of different sound effects, guys. Let's see how many. Sound mood on always. I'm just gonna walk around. Okay, so right now we're bordering on 20. And the goal for this video, the challenge is we want to get as many sounds playing at once as possible. So we're at 20 right now, but we still got a lot of sounds to go. I got a lot of ideas. Oh, snap. Okay, guys, I actually thought of something better. Collect all of these real quick. We're gonna break the terracotta and replace it with sand. Because the terracotta doesn't actually emit any sounds. It's pairing the terracotta with the dead bushes or the dry grass. A block that does make sound effects on its own is sand or red sand. It makes sandy sounds. So we can use the sand for sandy sounds on its own, but we can also pair the sound effects with the dry grass and the dead bushes to get an extra sound effect. One that pairs well with the dead bushes and all that, might I add. Okay, the problem is for these sandy sounds to play, there has to be a lot of sand in the area. And for example, if I choose this spot right here, for a sandy sound to occasionally play on this block, there has to be 8 blocks of sand in 3 different horizontal directions. This direction, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This direction, obviously we can't go further 8 blocks because then we go into my build. So this is going to be the single horizontal direction that we aren't going 8 blocks, which means this way and this way we have to somehow get 8 blocks, which leads me to believe that a place like this on the floor would be a better spot for all the sand, because if it's in a turning style corner here, then it's hard to get sand going 8 blocks in 3 different directions. So my next question is, will any sandy sounds play from this block if I have 8 blocks in that direction, 8 blocks in 3 different directions, but I don't fill in these squares kind of like connecting them, these spots here? So far no sandy sounds, so I'm going to start to hollow this out. Alright, there we go. So I know this seems like a big space, but where I've placed my shulker box, that single block there should be the only spot where a sandy sound could actually play. Oh, there we go. It's because my block was covering it. You guys see how it immediately started playing once I broke the shulker? I'm just on my phone doing the laps on my stopwatch, seeing how... Oh, there's another one real quick. It seems there's not like a consistent... It's not like it plays every 10 seconds or so. Sometimes it plays with a 10-second gap. Sometimes it plays with a 15-second gap. The important part, though, is that it's playing pretty frequently here, so we can just cover up this spot. But if I add a second layer and then put like a dead bush or dry grass on it, then we can have the sandy sound effects stacked on top of the dry sounds. Well, now I'm getting dry sounds and windy sounds, but I'm not getting any sandy sounds, and I'm worried that if you put something on top of the sand, then it won't count anymore. I gotta test that in a creative real quick here, guys. So if I have a chunk of sand like this, then it's large enough to play sandy sounds quite consistently, just like I had before I put all the dead bushes and dry grass. But what if I fill this same chunk here entirely with dry grass on the top? Will it only play the dry grass sound effects, or will it still play the sandy sounds? What the heck did I just... Oh, I placed it below one. Now it's full with dry grass. Let's see if any sandy sounds pop up, or if we're just getting the dry... Well, actually, we're not even going to get any dry sound effects because there's no grass below, so this is a perfect test. And just by the sound of it, we're also not getting the sandy sounds. So I was wrong to believe that you could stack the sandy sounds with the tall dry grass or the dead bushes. Interestingly, guys, even if I have an air pocket right above the sand here so that nothing is obstructing it, if I fly in the center here, I'm still not hearing sandy sound effects. So on the wiki, it says the only thing necessary for sandy sounds to play is to have 8 sand blocks in 3 different horizontal directions, but there's something missing in that explanation because I have those conditions met, but when there's something above the sand, it's still not sufficient, which leads me to believe that it's something to do with the air above it, the space, not just a 1 block. Let's try maybe a 2 block, enough for me to actually walk through. Will there be any sandy sounds? Yeah, still nothing, but if I get rid of this terracotta entirely, then in a moment here, the sandy sounds will start to play again. This could possibly be another wiki edition that I'm adding here, but I'm gonna go way up in the sky here, so there is a lot of space leaves in this area that I'm flying right now where, oh, the sandy sounds are playing, which means there's a threshold. We know that a 2-block gap is not enough, but we know that a 40-block gap is enough. So let's try and find the sweet spot where the sandy sounds play. I think we found it, guys. Another discovery here. I've been standing in the spot for like 2 minutes here and I haven't heard a single sandy sound. This ceiling above is currently 5 blocks taller than where the sand is, and that's enough to stop it from the sandy sounds playing. But if I clear that space right there with air, and if I fill it 1 space above instead so that it is 6 blocks taller, so now the sound effects happen every 10 seconds, whereas before they didn't happen at all when I had the ceiling just 1 lower. And that includes things like dead bushes, guys. If I put the dead bushes on top of the sand, then that counts as obstructing it, which means we'll get the dry sounds from the dead bush, but we won't get the sandy sounds from the sand. So right below us is where all that sand is, and then right in the wall here is where I decided to put the dry grass and the dead bushes. Here it is, guys. Now we should be able to get all 3 sound effects in the closed captioning. There we go. We had windy, dry, and soundy. And also for the record, I love the sound effect. Oh, we had it. Sandy, dry, and windy, all 3 sound effects at the same time. The trifecta. But I was gonna say walking on the mud bricks, guys. Just love this sound effect. So I think all 3 together with the vibe of this area fits very well. I tried to do like a trail ruin style base. Okay, what else can we add here, guys? Well, I know that I got a couple pale oak leaves here, and I was talking with Ben before. If you put the pale hanging moss on the pale oak leaves, then it'll make a sound effect. And the more we spam, the better. So maybe I'll break a couple blocks. But by the way, I also just broke a hole behind the grate here so that the rain sounds can get through. Put our light level on here for a second. Okay, so it's 15 skylight, but if I put a leaf, it's 8. Okay, so it only reduces it by 1. I can't like stack a certain amount of leaves to reduce the amount. Yeah, interestingly, all these blocks that let light pass through but reduce it by 1 level, like the water and the leaves, it reduces it by 1 level in Java, but in Bedrock Edition, there's specific light levels it reduces it by, which is another Bedrock W, because I wish that there was a block I could put that would reduce this by more than 1 light level. If I put this way up high, the skylight should be reduced a lot more. Yeah, so it's 3 skylight now. So the higher I actually put the leaf here, now it's 0 skylight completely, so you can't see it getting through. I want a very minimal amount, like 2 or 3. Yeah, it's better. We're getting like 2 skylight. But the thing is I wanted to put like a cauldron right here to pick up the rain, and I wanted the rain to get through. So how can I reduce the skylight coming through but still allow the rain to get through? Because I also want the rain sound effects too. Like, that's a crucial sound effect. You know what I'm wondering too is I had the pale hanging moss, like a single pale hanging moss, and it didn't play the sound effect very frequently. But if I drag that pale hanging moss all the way down here, I'm sure that would increase the chances of the pale moss sound effect playing. And we could try and put pale leaves around this build with the pale hanging moss and kind of blend it to get that sound effect, but I'm suggesting we do the same thing that we did with the dry grass and the dead bushes, which is hide it behind a wall so that you get the sound effects without having to worry about actual blending. Because this setup here, I'm not hearing the sound effect very often, but if I go behind the wall and spam a bunch of it, then I should hear it a lot. So I'm going to do that sound effect here, and I'm also going to do the creaking heart sound effect. Oh my gosh, I went AFK. I was like, why is there creaking sounds? I honestly, I did consider this. So I have a lot of creakings here because of the setup, and I really don't want 4 creakings running around my base. So what needs to be done is I need to name tag these guys so they don't despawn and keep respawning in random spots, and just hide them in a little chamber. So let's bring them over here. It's so annoying because most mobs you can push, but the creaking specifically, they do not budge. Here we go, we managed to get 2 of these guys. I don't have any name tags, man. This is creepy as hell. I'm trying to find out where all the creakings are. This guy just pulled up on me. Okay, so now we won't have any creakings bothering us, but we will have the creaking sound effects. That's another thing we could do though too, is like have a spot with powdered snow, because entities can see you through powdered snow. So if I was looking in this direction and there was a creaking standing right here, then we could have the creaking locking on sound effect, which sounds a little bit like this. Sounds kind of like a branch breaking, you know? I keep trying to think of how the sound effect designers created all these sounds, and to me it sounds like some sort of branch breaking. And for the creaking setup to get those sound effects, I also have pale moss hanging from the bottom of these logs, so we're getting both eerie noises as well as kind of like on the lining here I did the pale moss, and on the floor here of course you can see we did some more sandy and dry sounds. Right beside it we put some firefly bushes as well, which will only play firefly sounds at night, and I tried to strategically place the firefly bushes so that we're bunching them up here and we do get the sound effects at nighttime, but they're not close close enough to where I'm seeing all the particles in the actual build. It's funny because this is the opposite of what I was doing for the particle build. For the particle build, I was trying to get rid of the sounds, but I wanted the particles to show up. But for this build, I don't want the particles to show up, and I do want the sounds to show up. And something that I've learned since doing this episode is something as simple as covering up the top of the firefly bush. If there's not an airspace right there and there's a block like this, then it will stop the firefly bush sound effects. I had a lot of people in the comments saying, I like to hide firefly bushes, but I hate the sound it makes. Just make sure that you have a block above covering it. Just to be clear though, it only stops the firefly sounds if it's a collidable block. Like for this example, we have a pale hanging moss and it's not collidable, so it will still play the sound effect even though that spot is covered. Here we go again, guys. It's the same thing with the sand setup. I'm standing right beside the firefly bushes and no firefly bush sound effects are popping up. There's no blocks directly above this firefly bush, so as you can see, that condition's being satisfied. So there has to be another condition that's not documented on the wiki page that we have to try and discover. Why is it not playing the firefly bush sound effects? Well, I know immediately it's not the same issue as the sand because we left a 5-block gap here. My next theory is that it needs skylight, so I'm just going to take maybe a spot like this right here and dig to the top. This is the spot that's directly exposed to the skylight, so I'm going to break this firefly bush. Are the other firefly bushes still able to make sound effects? Let's see. So far nothing, guys. And keep in mind, we can customize the amount of skylight. Like right now it's 11 skylight if I put the leaf block there, but if I put it a little bit higher, now it's at 8 skylight. The adjacent firefly bushes, like this one for example, or all of these, they have skylight on them, but they're not directly exposed, which means no firefly bush sound effects come from them. Only this single firefly bush that I just placed is the one that's able to make sound effects. There we go, we got a firefly buzz just from this single spot here. So I'm gonna take like few holes into the ceiling. I'm gonna put a couple firefly bushes, but I'm gonna make sure that the leaves are set to a spot where it's only 1 skylight by the point it reaches here. Actually, it'd probably be better to even raise this so that the firefly bushes are in a spot where it's not getting exposed to this whole room here. Like I'll go in the roof of this room and place the firefly bush like this so it has skylight exposed. I'm gonna reduce the amount of skylight that's exposed. No skylight is actually getting into this chamber room. Our mood meter is increasing. We're getting the best of all sound effects. So I'm going to do that for a couple different spots here. Firefly bushes are exposed to the skylight and they're in their own separate chamber. I'm going to close it off so that none of that light gets exposed here. Ooh, I didn't consider the particles when I brought it real close. Are we getting a lot of particles? No, we're not, but we're hearing those buzzes like crazy, guys. And the compromise with this one is there is a small chamber above me that has a little bit of skylight in it. So when I'm in this area, I could potentially scan that area with light and lower my mood meter a bit, but I don't see myself hanging out in this spot for too long. The important part is overall, as I'm in this base, the percentage is slowly going up. And while I'm here, guys, what do you think about putting axolotls in this fish tank? I still haven't got a blue axolotl on this server yet, so I think it'd be a really cool area to do some breeding. But in terms of sound effects, I know this might be a little bit controversial, but the axolotls don't actually make cool sound effects. They make the tiniest little chirps. I have my volume at full. You hear them swimming around, but aside from that, they're not that special. Like, I would like to have a dolphin in here maybe. Of all of the aquatic mobs, what mob has the coolest sound effects? I have my sound mood at always if I'm in this area walking around. I don't know if I was walking around the first time though, so I don't know if this is a fair comparison. It's fluctuating a bit, but it seems like we're starting to get into the mid-20s, sometimes even 30. Wow, it's actually hard to get this thing up. Like, I know some cheaty ways we could just start spamming note blocks, but I want to gradually increase the sound before we use the cheaty ways. Alright guys, so we've been covering all of the ambient sounds, but there is one more ambient sound that I have to cover here, which is none other than the Eyeblossom, guys. I can't believe how much the Pale Garden is focused on sounds. Between the creaking, all of the creaking sounds, the pale moss, it's ridiculous. Okay, but anyways, the pale moss, I only have closed Eyeblossoms right now, so I'm not sure if it'll work with these or if it has to be the open ones, but if you put them on top of pale moss, then I've been told it makes a special sound effect. I thought I heard a bat screech, because that's another thing. If we can close off this chamber, we can name tag a bat. It's kind of hard to tell because they show up as eerie noise in the subtitles, but I have a bunch of different eerie noises going on. Maybe I'll go a little bit further. Yeah, I'm starting to think it might be the open Eyeblossom, and I'm worried that it might be a Skylight type situation too. Oh, I was just Googling how to get the Eyeblossom to open and it opens. Okay, we got to open Eyeblossom, and I know that they communicate with each other, so it's going to start sending signals. Hey, open up, fellas. There you go. See, they send a signal to each other. I remember talking about that before. So when one finally decides to open up, it tells all the others to. I'm wondering if I can hear it just like outside like this so I can test if it works with the Skylight. Wait, you know what? Maybe this isn't one of those sounds that's constantly playing like the... Oh, I take it back. That was a very eerie sound. It has a sound similar to when the Eyeblossom actually opens up. Oh, if I had to guess on that one, I think it's some sort of like string instrument, like someone messing around with like a violin. Oh, that one goes for a long time too. I like that one. So they definitely work outside in the skylight. Let's see if we can get them working underground. Nope, they all seem to have opened up over here. Yeah, definitely playing. Hells yes. So what I'll probably do is where the dead... Oh, I hate that it does that. Usually I like that it does that, but sometimes I want to place right above a dead bush or something like that instead of replacing the bush with a block. But yeah, we're going to go right above here and place some of these Eyeblossoms. We are just filling up this area with every sound block possible. All right, there's all my Eyeblossoms. That's all I got for now. I'm pretty sure that the Eyeblossoms only make sounds when they're actually opened up. So that's another one of those sound effects that only happen at night along with the fireflies. So even though it's a cave and you can't really tell the time of the day, it's shaping up to be a spot that's best at nighttime. Oh yeah, you can hear those Eyeblossom sound effects from far away. They're quite pronounced. And believe it or not, guys, with this setup here, we have used every single block that emits ambience. Just checking the wiki here, we got the Creaking heart, we got the dead bush, we have dry grass, Eyeblossoms, firefly bush, pale hanging moss, and sand. All of that captured within this one space here that is within our walls. So now we can finally close it off, making sure that it's completely dark, and we might even have some mobs spawn in there. If I hear a bat at any point, I'm gonna name tag it. Can I just go on the record and say, guys, I'm quite proud of myself so far with this, but there's still a lot to do, believe it or not. So ambience is basically checked off. Like once I take out all these lights, we're gonna have the cave ambience too, as well as the underwater ambience, and we'll do some nether stuff in a bit. So I'm actually gonna open up the sound menu. I never thought I would do this, but we're using this to choose what we're gonna focus on next. Ambient environment, 100% check. I think we can skip UI. We did the narrator.
12 o'clock midnight.
You know what I'm just realizing? There is one use for the narrator, guys. If you hit, I think it's Control B.
Narrator.
Yeah, Control B.
All.
When I first started using this block right here, I had no clue how to pronounce it. I thought it was pronounced Glow-Lichen, and I had to watch a YouTube video of somebody pronouncing it correctly. But if I...
Crafting.
What if I...
Use mouse cursor or tab button to select element.
How do I get it to read Glow-Lichen?
Crafting. Use mouse cursor or tab.
I can't get this narrator to say Glow-Lichen. I want to see if...
Crafting.
I can say
Use
crafting.
Mouse cursor or tab narrates chat.
What if I have narrates chat and then I type Glow-Lichen? Will it pronounce it correctly?
Laoyut says Glow-Lichen.
Yeah, it did! Let's just say the lichen part.
Laoyut says lichen.
Well, it doesn't pronounce Yi correctly. Let's know how it pronounces my name.
Laoyut says lichen.
But it's good to know that the narrator actually has a use, which is like I could type in a word. That voice crack. If there's ever an item that's introduced that I don't know how to pronounce, like diorite, for example.
Laoyut says diorite.
Diorite. I kind of pronounced that wrong though. I don't know if I can count on this narrator. Kind of has like a British accent. Maybe some British people pronounce it diorite. We need the American. Is there an American narrator? Let me know, guys, if I can change the narrator. We could focus on hostile mobs, but you guys know how I feel about mob transport, so I'm leaving that till last. The next pillar of sound that we need to focus on that I really haven't focused on at all is note blocks and music. We're almost at 50 episodes in this series, and I really haven't done much with them, aside from using them to make Allay-related builds. I've never actually made like a song with a note block, so I'm going to attempt to do that this episode. Let's find a spot where we can do it. What is this bat doing? Hanging upside down on nothing. Bro has reached absolute flow state. Bro is defying all laws of gravity. Oh! I scared it. I know nothing about note blocks and like music theory and stuff like that, but I do understand redstone and I can drop a hard verse. I've been known to drop a hard verse. Actually, first things first, before I show off the note block regular sounds, there's a couple different mob heads that you can put on the note block to make a special sound. The creeper's definitely one of them. I think the zombie head is one. Let's see. Yeah, if you punch the note block and there's a zombie head on it, it'll make the zombie sound effects. Let's see if the skeleton does it as well. Wither skeleton. Oh, that's really interesting, actually. I might have to hide that in a wall and have it playing occasionally. And this is making me realize maybe I don't actually need hostile mobs in the walls if I have note blocks with mob heads, because that does essentially the exact same thing. It's just like a skeleton rattling in the wall. I'm like a beat maker on the NPC, hitting all my different sounds to make a beat. Well, the very little bit I do know about note blocks is like what you put above it, like the mob heads, for example, or what you put below it, like blocks, for example. A fart. I know it's supposed to be a trumpet, but that's a fart. I really didn't know that that was going to be a fart sound effect, guys. I wanted to use copper because these are new sound effects. With this most recent update that came out, they added specialized sound effects for all the different copper variants. So if I if I strip this one, hit that, yeah, so this is higher pitched. The less oxidized it is, the higher pitch it is. The different stages of copper make different pitches of sounds, right? But you can also right click the note block to tune it. When I tune this one really high, it ends up being high pitched, but in a different type of way than this is high pitched. Like this one seems to have a little bit more bass behind it. So with the trumpets, I'm gonna try my best to make a song. Oh my goodness, I just made a copper golem. Ben pulled that exact same move, accidentally spawning a copper golem.
I just accidentally birthed him.
What I was trying to do was see what the pumpkin sounded like. Oh, so it's the same as the just nothing. When there's nothing below it, it just defaults to a piano. Is that a baby glow squid? Oh my gosh.
You never seen, I don't know if I've seen one of those before either.
Dude, love it. And I love it.
And I love it.
But yeah, but I love it.
I kind of pulled one of those the other day. I kept up for recording.
It's just like you hope nobody can hear you.
I'm rocking the golden carrots, bro. They're so nice.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying.
They actually, the thing they do best is they regen a lot of hearts quick.
Yeah, they do.
They don't fill up as much hunger as the stew.
They just saved me. Get the villager trade. 1 pumpkin for 1 emerald, and then like 1 emerald for golden carrot.
Is this a special glitched tropical fish? I think this might be another glitched fish. It's not fully black though. I'm still looking for the fully black. Yeah, you really can't see its eyes on this one because the base is black. Holy, this is even more pronounced than the one I gave you. Been a while since I had to mine for freaking redstone. The old stone of red.
The life of a guy like me is never mined for redstone, other than for XP. Funny because it's literally so true.
Dog, when's the last time we used the texture pack?
Never, eh?
I just did the texture pack to get the note block so that I could
look
see
at that
what's in
stone.
there. I know, look at all this stone, bro. Look, this crafting table's so 3D.
Whoa.
This pack is called Barely Default. It's pretty subtle.
No, I like that.
With shaders, would that work? Let's see.
Yo, that is nice.
I can see the tunes of my note blocks now.
I do want a texture pack, but I also like my PC not getting too hot.
Texture packs aren't bad. The shaders are bad.
But also, I'm kind of just, I like to see what other people are seeing.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I do too. When I do builds, I try and look at it inside and outside of shaders.
Yeah.
Dude, why does the regular note blocks not have something to like discern what note it's on? That just seems a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, it makes it really difficult, to actually make a song.
Yeah, I was trying to make it all on my own before, just based on ear. But I ain't no Charlie Puth. I don't got that,
Yeah.
What's that called? Any perfect pitch? Oh my gosh, I'm just realizing what this texture pack is now. The instrument is on the top. Like, this is the cymbal, this is the, like, tuba or something. These are the drums. Oh my gosh. Yo, whoever cooked this went off. I wish I could edit this texture pack so I'm using just the note blocks. Oh my gosh, guys, the mushrooms with this texture pack, they're so good, and they're like different sizes. Some of them are turned to the side. Yo, if you check your resource packs, there's a classic look of Minecraft pre-downloaded resource pack, and it actually makes the mushrooms look a lot better in my opinion. This is, oh my goodness, the moss stone. It's the OG moss stone, bro, and gravel. This is my new base with the OG look. The vines, oh my goodness. Yo, you need to see the vines with this.
Oh, the golden carrot looks a little different.
Yeah, it does. So these are the original textures for a lot of the items, I guess.
Oh, look how deep the green is for the mossy cobble. You're right.
I know. I was actually just playing Alpha Minecraft for this upcoming video a little bit, so I already know what some of these textures look like. Oh my goodness, the netherrack, bro. Thank goodness they changed it. It was so like high contrast. I'm gonna play with this for a bit.
Oh, diorite looks like
I know, all the previous diorites and all that, they made it so like white or something, didn't they? I'm coming to you right now.
There's so much speckles.
Speckles is a good way to... What is this? Crying obsidian? Is this the original texture? It looks like obsidian with lapis lazuli. Incoming.
The path is...
Oh my goodness.
Welcome.
Immediately, bro, the dripstone freaking railings or whatever. Big brain move. Holy.
Thanks. Big inspiration from French chateaus. You know what the name is?
I thought you were going to say from French YouTuber Stan616.
He's, oh my god, that's another mention of him.
Chateau with the load, because the lodestone.
Yes, sir. My favorite block in the game.
Dude, I want to build with endstone, but it always turns out so bad, so this is incredible.
Thank you.
I can see why you needed the red bushes, and pairing that with the crimson roots.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
For the flower garden.
I would never think to pair those two things.
I just had them left over from making the rug, so I threw it in the flower garden.
Wait, should I turn the the new textures on instead of this
No,
Diorite?
it's okay. I only use the diorite for the stairs there.
Maybe I will, just so I give you full justice for your build. Yeah, it's a lot smoother, that staircase. I love the depth here between the panes and the walls and the blocks, bro.
Looking at windowsills from these French houses a lot. French castles. Windowsills always have like a frame around them.
Whoa, what a carpet. Dude, you're always thinking outside of the box with this carpet game.
Think so?
You love this nether wart block for the carpets though, eh?
Yeah, nice shaggy looking rug.
Actually, you know what? I kind of like the sound effect of this, maybe. It's like squishy.
It's like halfway squishy.
You can use nether wart to craft this block, so it's kind of like you're squishing on compressed nether wart. I see what they were going for. I like it. Oh, I love this.
2 nights, bro. I did this in 2 nights.
You know what you should do here? You should get a shulker in a boat or something so that he hits you up.
Oh, that would be sick. So you could float up the tower.
Yeah, instead of doing a staircase or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh my god, I just saw a picture. Let me send this.
What?
I'm totally gonna make a torture room just because I saw because of this picture. A torture chamber in the basement.
That would be a crazy build. Is like just torture related items. Could use the lead mechanics to create some ropes to like tie your whole body up. You know, they like tie your arms and legs and all that up. Ah, here it is. Bit of an unconventional entrance. These are the note blocks I've been working on. I know you were saying in a comment a while ago that you wish the turtle eggs didn't hatch, but you put it on like stone or something like that, they stay.
Oh, true, eh?
If you put them on sand, then they'll grow. I tried using a minecart first, but it was too slow, so that's why I brought the horses over. I think it might still be too slow, but let's try and follow the note blocks. This is my custom song.
Yo. That was sick.
That took so long.
That was so short, but it took, damn. No, that was good. All the like the little ringing and the chimes. Here, play it again.
But my idea is I'm gonna have a daylight sensor connected to it so that it plays every night. Oh, I turn. You like little trumpet fart at the end?
Fire. Yeah, it's fire. Be like a sick ringtone. Make that your ringtone on your phone.
Whoa, that little fart at the end. I said when I was going into the music block making, I knew that the copper sound effects were the newest ones on the note block, so I said I was going to use it. But like as I was making the song, I realized it was too difficult to use those trumpets, so I just used a single fart at the end. It's the best I could do.
Windy sounds. Where's the windy sounds come from? Whoa.
This is my ambient sound setup. It's got the pale hanging leaves.
Yo, look at all these guys.
Yeah, because I needed the creaking hearts. I didn't want them to be running around the base. So you can hear it from both this side of the room, like if you're walking this way, but also kind of in this area too. So I strategically put it in this area here and then closed it off.
I love that creaking. Sounds like floorboards. Ooh, nice piping.
Thank you. I'll have to wax them because I want them orange.
What? What? I didn't know you could do that.
So you could troll somebody and have like a creeper hiss underneath a door.
You could do it back to Jonas without having to use Discord.
Dead bush, yo, you can't. This is what I was talking about. You cannot bone meal the dead bush. So a lot of servers use the dead bush as a currency.
That's actually kind of hilarious.
I just bone mealed the floor.
The Nautilus is louder than all those axolotls.
I know.
Yeah, this is something else.
With the salmon, the water's a lot clearer.
I know, I just saw that.
It's actually less clear. If you hit F3 and K at the same time, you can turn your shaders off and the kelp will be more visible.
Oh, that just like changed the lights on my keyboard.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
F3 plus K. No one ever thought you'd press that, bro. They added that hotkey thinking no one would ever press it.
I kind of like these lights though. It's nice.
Oh,
my keyboard.
The keyboard? I just accidentally like gave you your new favorite keyboard setup.
Looking up at the water. Damn.
I got a rare sound effect. Underwater ambience.
I heard one. Yeah, I heard one too.
Let it be known that I really did not want to end this one. I feel like for the past 2 episodes with the mushrooms and the particles, like I release it and then I realize afterwards there's so many things I could have done. And so with this one I took a little bit more time with it. Thank you guys for being patient. But the truth is there were still so many ideas that I didn't do. Here's a couple notes on the screen here of stuff that I did want to focus on, but I just ran out of time. And I've accepted that with these videos at some point I would love to do a sequel because I'm really starting to realize how important it is for me to actually actually get these videos out so I can hear input and advice from other people so that I can do the follow-ups. I'm getting advice from Ben, I'm getting advice from Jonas, but ultimately what I need to do is release this to the community and hear what people have to say. So I'm gonna leave it at that for today, guys. Thank you so much for 5,000 subscribers. My plan for these next few videos, in case you guys are curious, is next episode I think I'm gonna do building with every light, and then the episode after that I'm gonna take what Ben was saying and put all three of those together: particles, the sound, and the light. And it will also give me an opportunity to do a lot of the things that commenters have been suggesting and that I didn't have a chance to do. And I'm still thinking for episode 50 I'm gonna do a world tour, so let me know if you guys want to see that. Let me know if you have any ideas for videos or suggestions, and peace. Hold on a second. Before I end the video, guys, for everybody who's still watching, clearly you are some real people. If you want to watch more content from this video, I've created a members account. Just kidding, people, just kidding. Did you really think I was gonna ask you to take money out of your pockets? That's not my motto, guys. I'm trying to take money from big people like Microsoft Edge. By the way, Microsoft Edge, hit me up. But there is actually a lot of footage that I have from this video that I had to cut in an effort to keep things concise. So for those of you who care, there's a secret YouTube channel of mine that's in the description. That's gonna be where all like the deleted scenes and stuff go, I think. So if you guys want more content, check that out. It wasn't a hard decision when it came to like, should I ask people for money? The answer is no, but I will say what I'm gonna do instead is ask that you guys like the video and comment and just engage with my channel in the hopes that it will eventually get to a point where it's monetized on its own. I got plans, people. I got plans. Just like I have a plan for all these videos, guys, I do have a greater grand scheme plan for this channel, believe it or not. You just gotta believe in me. I'll never settle with these videos. You got my word.